in it, and I heard his perspective. It was I don't know, some guy on a podcast, an ex-NFL player, but he was talking about how there's like a hidden trust between massage therapists and extremely large men that you have to be respectful, because it's intimidating for a usual small massage therapist to go into an isolated room with a giant human being who can likely kill her. So like a lot of women, they probably go into that circumstance pretty nervous, and then when like their nerves are proven, it like shatters their sense of reality. You know, they're like, fuck, now she's probably going to be paranoid every time she goes into this situation. So I could see it from that perspective, but to be like, I relive that dick slapping my wrist every day.
Because I guess she's in a massage room every day.
That's what he was saying. It's like, so every time she goes to work and let's say there's a giant guy sitting on the table, she has to think like, fuck, hopefully he doesn't turn over and hit me with his dick. I would too.
She should think about that. Like from the beginning, she should think, damn, I need to have at least, man, if I was her and I was dealing with CTE athletes every day, there would be a knife in there somewhere, bro. That dude's if I die, that dude's getting stabbed too.
Especially like athletic.
Like the most athletic people on earth.
Yeah. And Deshaun's not even amongst the bigger ones.
Dude, I'm talking about I'm saying just regular men, though. Yeah. Man, regular men with massage therapists, they need to be, like, wary, because regular men are just stronger than them most of the time. Then if we're getting to the Ndamukong Suhs and J.J. Watts of the world, you should have a gun hidden somewhere.
So is this the end of Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
At least for the foreseeable future. But let's say it played out. He went one by one of all 22 now accusations, somehow got them to disavow it or prove them false somehow. That whole process would still take 3 years, minimum.
Yeah, the fact that he hasn't even come out and said anything, like, really detesting it. Like, the very beginning, when it was 2 or 3 women, it was easy. Yeah. And now, with all these women, he hasn't come out and said anything. I think he's just trying to find a game plan for in case they take him to criminal court.
Yeah, for sure. And it's always best just to keep your mouth shut. I mean, but a simple apology, a simple denial, if he really didn't do it, would be normal in his best interest.
I think normal.
I think even in like the lawsuits and the criminality, to come out and be like, hell no, I didn't fucking do that shit. They all lying. Because I could just imagine it from my perspective. He's probably terrified, as he should be.
I think they have text, bro. If it's not verbal, then if it's not text, and they for sure have verbal evidence, like the women said, that he tells them that he does weird shit.
Yeah.
He's warned women about himself before. So he has a lot of stuff going against him. He has apologies on text, apologizes for doing weird shit. And so when you have this many accusations and you've already apologized for doing at least something inappropriate or that she felt was inappropriate, then like...
And it seems to line up with what a lot of the people are saying. Because it's not like all of them are coming out and saying like, oh, he fucking jumped off the table, tripped me, brutally strangled me. It was
dragged me out of there.
Seems to follow the similar like plot line. Like he turns over and they see his meat and then he's like, what's next type shit. Like forcing their hand to touch it and all sorts of weird shit. So I don't know, man. Yeah, it seems like
Deshaun, I don't understand in the text why he doesn't. I guess some people would find this insulting, but I don't understand. Is there something wrong with just upfront asking the woman if she'll do sexual favors?
It would be the better idea.
I think it's less awkward than swinging your dick.
Yeah, because then the story comes out, oh, Deshaun Watson likes getting handies from massage therapists. Like, it was consensual.
And he asked.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. Is that not, I mean, it's illegal, technically, but that's not as bad of a story. Now it's on the massage therapist more because he asked and she provided the service.
Yeah.
But the way that he's going about it, it's just like, bro, why don't you just find a massage? Because I know he has some massage therapists that are okay with it. That means he just likes going to different ones.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's for sure some out there that are okay with it.
It could be a power thing.
I watched a White Underbelly episode about one today.
About what?
A massage therapist.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I was curious.
No, there's a bunch of them out there that would be more than willing to do it. But it must be that, because it is, you're right, new people, some of them weren't even massage therapists.
Exactly, like it's a fetish thing.
Yeah, it's definitely strange, but yeah, that's got to be it for him.
Okay, so that soft white underbelly I watched today, bro. It was about a massage therapist, and she had a traumatic childhood, like all these stories start with, you know? But now today, she stopped doing sex work. she has a normal job and she's raising her daughter. And I was telling my friends, I sent the video to my friends. They're like, "Why do you like sad stories so much?" I was like, "I don't think that's a sad story." Like if she had turned out like NFL players have that story all the time, having trauma as a child and then making it out. Like,
if anything, that's a more reasonable aspiration.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I thought that was inspirational, and they were saying all this shit about how I just like watching people suffer stories. Where I was like, what? Clearly, one, you didn't watch the whole video, or two, you actually like you're looking at it from a frame that you're judging this person like her life is bad. Like, how can you tell her life is bad? Yeah. It's probably the best it's ever been.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I do see, like, if somebody's not watching those consistently, and it's always, like, so dramatic, black and white, so dark,
it's not, too. Though. It's only, black and white is literally, like, 45 seconds of it. It's always, like, in just, but
it's just, like, has, like, a dark feel to it. Even if the end of the story ends up being pretty happy. Like, oh, and then after that.
Because a lot of them aren't, bro. Yeah. A lot of them, like, there's a guy I walked, he was like, right after this, I'm going to walk outside and do crack. He said it in the interview. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a happy story at the end.
For him, it was.
It wasn't. He was like, unfortunately, I literally can't do anything about the fact that I'm going to walk outside and do crack after this episode. And when he said that, it's like, oh, that's not a happy ending. Yeah, exactly. She's like, I'm going to go home to my daughter and spoil her. Like, that's a happy ending.
Yeah, no. I mean, especially in that show.
In comparison to, but yeah, maybe it's just because I watch a ton of them.
No, yeah, I think you're just more used to that type of presentation, because a lot of it used to happen to me a lot with the type of music I would listen to, like weirdo Tech Nine, old school type shit, and I'd be like, bro, he's spitting, and I'd show people, and they're like, you're crazy. How do you listen to this? It sounds so dark, and to me, my ear was just trained to it, so I would just pick apart the bars more so.
That's rap in general too. Yeah, when you show like somebody rap that doesn't, it's hard to like show them the storyline outside of the cursing, in my opinion.
And a lot of the time, also, I feel like people actually they hear the music differently.
100%.
Like it's not what I hear in my ears is like completely different than what most people would hear.
For sure.
I would always do that. I'd show people like, bro, he spits on this track like crazy, and they'd always be like, bro, I didn't understand a single word. Like, how do you understand?
I mean, my dad's shit? That with any rap song, he's like, all I heard was shit, bitch, fuck, over and over again. And I'm like, he probably, if you looked at it, 1 out of 10 words maybe was a cuss word. Yeah. But that's all they hear. They don't hear the fact that he just told a full story.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or like they hear the N-word in there or something like that. Kendrick said the N-word. Kendrick just literally gave you a whole entire story of a homeless man revealing himself as God. Yeah. And all you heard was nigger in the middle of that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that doesn't even make sense.
And that's the same way with those videos. Like, they hear, I've been raped, I've been this, I was brutalized, I was this. But that's that, and then they just hone in on that, and they don't really, they can't, I guess, see the... It's really also a look into psychology too. You have to be interested in just being like, holy shit, that's deep and dark. But yeah,
for her to still even have positivity left in her life is a win, in my opinion.
100%.
To do what she did and come to this. So I don't know, but that's the type of shit that I'd be watching. It'd be in the morning too. So it's probably why people like currently sitting here watching this shit at like 8:30 in the morning. It'd be like
morning, guys. Just wanted to send you a daily video of a crackhead interview.
I'd be waking, baking. It'd be like 8:30 in the morning. I'd be sitting there smoking for sure, watching something about a pimp or a crackhead pimp.
Clayton Bigsby.
They do have a Klan one I want to watch. Have you ever watched stuff about the Klan, bro?
I've seen interviews with people because I watch.
Oh yeah, you're telling me about that guy.
I forget his name, but yeah, I've seen.
Maybe having beers with him and shit.
Yeah, like he'll go to like known Klan like bars and stuff and just hang out there until somebody says something racist, and then he'll like joke about it and have beers with them. And it's a noble thing to do, but not something.
But the psychology, I loved that show, Hate Thy Neighbor, that used to be on Vice, because the psychology of people that truly hate people is actually crazy, bro. Like the amount of effort and energy it takes to hate people as much as they actively hate people is like, it's crazy, bro. Yeah,
especially those people that, I mean, like the Nazi people that have like the tattoos on their face.
For like sure. Yeah. Like they go, like most of their day is spent finding new ways to hate something.
Yeah, yeah.
And that idea is like not amazing to me, but like transcending to me. Because like for what I do on a day-to-day basis, to think about if I was actively thinking about what I could do to hate somebody else would be unbelievable to me.
It's an incredible amount of energy, and you almost have to be like taught it.
Yeah,
like
you has to be ingrained in you.
Yeah, like you from the day one, your parents had to teach you that you need to hate this group, whatever group it is. Yes. You're just 20 years old and you go all in, getting the tattoos on your face. Well, really, it probably happens at
the reason
14.
why you don't have anything in your life is because of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you need to focus on the things that you don't have, and then focus on why you hate them for the things you don't have.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Like, that shit is unbelievable to me.
And, I mean, it goes to show, like, with that, I wish I knew his name, but the one that goes around and he interviews or gets people, I guess, declanned. Mm-hmm. He said, like, the one thing that unites everybody is a common struggle shared over a beer. Yeah. And I'm like, it's crazy how simple that is, you know? Yeah. It's like, it's nothing that he doesn't have, like, some crazy training. It's really just sitting next to somebody who is probably openly racist and being like, fuck, my daughter sucks too, man. Mm-hmm. She's giving me shit right now. She just stole my car. Yeah. And then that guy's like, fuck, he's the exact same, going through the exact same shit I do. For sure. It's just simple. Just over a beer, hanging out, and people will change their perspective.
I feel that way about weed, bro. I feel like we deconstructed some shit in my mind that was even taught to me either one by my parents or two just from like my personal experiences. Yeah. But your personal experiences as a kid is such a small, if you're from the biggest city on earth, you're still from a small place in the world. Hell yeah. So like your idea of kind of just like life around you, I feel like as I smoked some and got older, it allowed me to kind of deconstruct what I had personally thought or previously thought about some shit, about some people, about groups of people, about women, about men around, like all types of shit that is interesting to me. I was actually thinking about that earlier today.
Definitely. Did you see that that snippet of the Charles Barkley shit that he said during the NCAA Final Four?
I don't think so.
I'll pull it up, and then I guess we could run it on the screen because it's actually interesting. It was like out of nowhere, he just drops one of those truth bombs about politics. And I was like, what the hell, Charles? The man is preaching. And I don't really agree with anything Charles Barkley says, but he actually just out of nowhere, I don't even know if they were talking about it. Let me just try to find the snippet. Yeah.
That I minded, and as I attempted to start this.
Is that it?
This is another thing for Deshaun. This is another Deshaun Watson.
Oh, that's another girl came forward?
Yeah.
Oh, but look, this is the Charles Barkley. They were talking about something, and he just says this about politics, and I was like, fuck, the man just nailed it.
Shared that news, how painful it was. Yeah, but the one thing I took out of that piece was, man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer. I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people are.
I did that in a video. I said that in a video like 2 days ago, bro.
Following our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, and their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
I was like, what the, bro? That's such truth.
For sure,
no, out of nowhere,
dude. I was saying like I think that's another reason, and I think that's the deep seated when I was talking about the morality and how people tag morality with weed. I think that's like the base thing about why they don't like weed is because they actually know it brings people together. Yeah, I think they really realize the peace that it can bring between. Bro, people literally. Bob Marley was like, I think that both sides should come together and have a peaceful talk. And they tried to kill him for saying such an outrageous statement.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like these people that, like, and obviously he was tied to weed, but I'm just saying that it's a plant, it's a product that I have never been in an environment to where people around me were smoking weed and it was just hostile.
Yeah, never. If anything, it's like, shit, it's kind of boring.
It's kind of fucking boring. Not enough's happening.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what we were thinking when we were at the last cannabis event we went to.
Yeah.
Shit, it's almost somebody needs to take a shot of liquor in here or something.
That's why, like, when you ever see a news story and they tag weed with somebody doing something wild, you know it's a lie.
Yeah, for sure. But it's crazy that fucking Charles Barkley out of nowhere, because I don't know what the context was. I didn't see the game or anything. I just saw that little snippet, and I was like, that is probably the smartest thing he's ever said that I know of. Like, holy shit, he nailed it all the way through. He's like, they don't live in our neighborhoods. They don't actually care about what's happening. And it's like, fuck, they're good. So it's like, let's make sure this person hits this person so we can continue to hold all the fucking bags.
And he's a performer too, bro.
Yeah.
I know in private, like Charles Barkley probably has tons of nuggets like that. I feel on stage, he knows his role on that. Same as Shaq.
Yeah.
They know their role is to be funny.
Yeah. And I mean, but Shaq also got in some hot water. This one was kind of funny. He was Candace Parker, I believe her name is.
Yeah.
WNBA.
I mean, she's the famous.
Yeah. She was on the NBA, on TNT, whatever, with Ernie and all them. And Shaq was like, we got to make the girls' game like funner because you guys have the talent, you have everything you need. How do we make it funner? And he was like, maybe we can like lower the rim to 9 feet, 8 feet. And to me, I was like, that's a terrible
best idea I've heard. Yeah. Bro, I said that the other day too. Like, put that bitch at 8.5.
And they made it seem like he was slandering the whole league and shit. And he was like, so you can have like your athletes in there doing windmill dunks and things like that. And they were like, the WNBA player was like, oh, it's coming, it's gonna happen soon. I was like, I don't know.
It will never. Okay. if they think
50 years,
or it's either that or like the transition of sports happens.
Oh yeah,
and like we're playing into where it's like not binary sports anymore.
Yeah,
because then people will be in the whole windmilling. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. But what I will say is like if you just think about it, softball, the fence is closer.
The ball is bigger.
And so in basketball, then move the 3-point line back, make the ball bigger. Yeah. Like, give them the whole thing if that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Or make the whole thing smaller.
Yeah.
Because, like, in women's soccer, they can play at, like, the size of the field isn't overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that needs to be jumped at or anything like that. So they can play on the full 120-yard field by 60-yard field or whatever. But when the sports are in golf, the women move up. It literally just makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not seen as some like
demoralizing thing.
Some huge detriment to all women across the globe because they need to hit 20 yards before. That doesn't also mean that they can't hit from behind. It's just they found that the game is more entertaining for everybody involved when they hit from this certain distance.
No, but it means they can't hit from there.
Yeah, I mean, capably, like they would just go over par. Like
yeah. No, that's what I mean. Yeah, they can't beat the course. Yeah, they can't play a competitive round from that distance.
Yeah, exactly. Because it has to be like 50, 60-yard difference, right?
Sometimes it's way more than that, but sometimes it's like 100-yard difference.
Yeah, I've never.
And not only that, it's like the position to which you're in with the water. So if you're back here and the water's right here, the water's in play. Yeah. But if you're at the yellows.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and they, like, everybody was slandering Shaq, saying he's, like, a sexist and all this shit. I'm like, even if he's wrong, even if it is the worst idea ever.
It's an idea.
He's just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because he knows it's not working.
Yeah, exactly.
What's currently happening is not working.
Exactly. So, he's like, what can I do? How can we figure this out? And instead, it's just like everybody just slanders him and shit.
Did she really say that soon women will be windmilling?
Yeah, she said, I don't know if I'm right, but she's either just had a kid or having a kid because she referenced what seemed like her daughter.
Right.
She's like, when she is grown, she's going to be doing windmill dunks and all that stuff.
Based off what evidence?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I mean, maybe her daughter got hops. Maybe she a 1-year-old already dunking on 7 feet. You never know, but.
Dude.
But, I mean, I don't know. It's just.
We've never seen that before.
Never. And I mean, granted, there wasn't, up until about 50 years ago, there wasn't what there was, like, in terms of even athletic ability in the league and on the men's side either. So what if there's that jump for women? That they could get a lot better, but I don't know.
But we're talking about a game to where there's multiple. Candace Parker still has the most elite genetics for basketball for women on earth.
True.
So, like, if we're looking at the general women's game, like, there are literally 500, 600 guys at the high school level that can windmill.
Shit, it's getting even to middle school. I think LeBron James Jr. was dunking in 7th
Justice
grade.
Winslow that played for the Heat, at my middle school, he was windmilling in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
So, like, when we're talking about 8th grade, I remember he was windmilling. So,
I would say even reasonably to get where men, I mean, currently are in terms of the dunking and the
8.5 feet.
Yeah. I mean, I would say in terms of time it would take.
No, 8.5 feet.
I don't even know if that's low enough. How tall is the average woman?
8.5 feet's low enough to where like half the league would be comfortably doing it.
Yeah. I don't know what Shaq said, but he was just like kind of like, should we lower? And you could tell she was immediately offended, so he kind of backed off.
You don't think 8.5 feet's low enough, bro?
It should be.
Because she's like,
I can't visualize.
Especially for someone like Candace Parker, she's like 6'5".
Oh, yeah. She could probably put it in on 10 foot.
She can. She can dunk. Yeah. Like no, she can actually dunk on 10 feet.
Yeah.
But she's one of 3 to 4 women in the league that can do it. So we're going from 3 to 4 women that can rim raise to a league full of women that can windmill.
Speaking of that same
8.5 feet.
Speaking of the same the same snippet, it was part of like a meme compilation, and on the next like slide on Instagram, it was apparently she won a dunk contest when she was in high school, and it was because she just did a regular dunk.
Yeah.
And the guy who went against her did like a double windmill through the legs.
Yeah.
He gets a 99, she gets 100 just for the old fucking regular dunk.
She was the first to do it.
Yeah. I was like, shit.
That's just how it be, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like getting an award like that, I'd feel kind of salty about it.
I wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's like a pity award. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody fucking through the legs dunk it, and you just go up and just barely get it in, and they're like, you win. It's almost, I feel like a salty win. It's like, but did I though? But did I win?
Nah, it needs to be 8.5 feet, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're right, though, in terms of the average height. That's a part of the problem. If the average height in the NBA was 5'10", the people wouldn't be windmilling like that either.
Yeah, exactly.
The goal needs to be lower. People like me, if I would want a windmill league of people my size, which the WNBA has tons of women my size, like it needs to be at like 8.5 feet.
Yeah. We need to have we need to create a 6'3" and under league too.
At Tech, we had one.
Because that would be the only way.
Did you have that at Florida?
I'm trying to, I played intramural, and that was just pretty much 6'3" and under. There was a very few that were bigger.
Oh, no, there was tons. But we had an outdoor low hoop tournament, and it was 6'1". It was 6 feet and under, and you play on low hoop, and it is crazy playing around the rim.
Low hoop is 7.5, right?
It was probably 8.5, 8 because it wasn't easy to dunk.
Okay, so
because people were playing around the rim with you, you felt like you were in the NBA because of how much you were around the rim.
Yeah.
You realize like why these guys don't just be dunking the ball because everybody is around the rim.
Yeah. I played with not even NBA size, but D1 size players once, and I couldn't figure out how to do anything on the court.
It was so physical on that court, bro. It was
and
crazy.
not even that, like when they're all in position, D'd up with their arms wide, there's like no area to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I go like this, they cover up, and it's like, fuck. Just lob and it bounce past.
That's why people are like, how do they do that? Like, because they can't understand the defense of playing somebody 7 feet tall, 6.5.
When they know how to play, and when they
body position,
the body position, and just being able to cut off the angle,
probably in better shape.
Oh yeah,
than like the average person walking around.
They were like right before the season started, so they were
prime.
Probably, like prime, ready to go, no injuries, not sore at all. But yeah, that was the experience. The first time I realized how congested a basketball court is.
Yeah,
like we think because LeBron makes it look so easy just slicing through the paint and Steph Curry, but they have inches out there that they have to decide. I mean, you see with Kyrie Irving more now. I think of like the behind the back through in between two players.
Crazy,
fucking scoop underneath another guy like that. Shit is
James
crazy.
Harden, as big as he is, he be slicing through two defenders, like splitting them. Ball goes through, he slides by, gets the ball. Like what?
And then avoids the 7-footer with the fucking. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, and they make it look so easy that when they make mistakes, we think they suck.
Yeah. So, I mean, shit, within the same week, we have Charles and Shaq dropping truth bombs, or within the same month. I don't know when the Shaq thing happened. I just remember seeing it. And also, LeBron James has been hurt. It seems like we've taken a weird turn as a globe. LeBron's never been hurt.
Yeah.
Now he's hurt. And then we got Shaq and Charles Barkley making very good points, potentially. What? Something seems off.
I have no idea, bro. But I'm excited to see Conor fight again in July.
Is it happening?
Yeah, they signed it.
They signed it, the Dustin fight? Yeah,
they signed it yesterday.
That's good for Dustin, too. He's
a good payday.
One of the people. He doesn't need a belt to solidify his Hall of Fame career, so he's just going to fighting Conor, beating him twice now.
I watched
Legacy.
What's that black guy? He just lost the wrestling to go to Tokyo. Famous black wrestler.
Jordan something, I think?
Yeah, him. I watched him wrestle the guy who's about to box.
Ben Askren.
I watched him wrestle Ben Askren.
Did he fuck him up?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah, I think
Dude, it wasn't even like competitive.
That was the only guy ever to beat Ben Askren.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think Ben Askren was number 2 in the U.S. I don't know what point in their career you watched the video.
Oh, no, they were late. It was late.
Yeah, but at some point.
This is like this circuit that I think the other guy had made.
It happened pretty recently. Yeah, I remember when that happened.
That was
I didn't
recently.
watch it. Yeah, I think that was a couple
and
years
it was
back.
like, but it was because he was too prime into wrestling.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, it was clear that Ben Askren's probably been working on hands for UFC and shit.
Yeah.
Because he demolished him.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that happening.
I think it was 11-0 sweep.
I believe it. And he's like the GOAT of wrestling, I think.
Yeah, he just lost for the first time in 10 years.
For real? Shit. So he's not on the Olympic team at all?
Nope.
What?
Only one per weight class, bro. He's the runner-up in the weight class. That shit's sick.
That's tragic.
Bro, that shit is so sick.
He was on Rogan, I think, too, talking about it. Holy shit,
that shit
sucks.
is so sick. He lost by, I think, a point.
Damn.
Like, at that point, dude, if you're that good, I'm not going to lie, eat some and go up a weight. Like, if I'm the coach, I want him to eat and go up a weight class because he's probably better than the guy that's in the weight class above him.
They might figure something, but actually you probably have to go through trials.
No, yeah, you have to go through trials. Yeah, exactly. It's done.
That's crazy.
No, he's just not going to the Olympics.
That's
unless the other guy gets hurt.
That sucks, especially in wrestling.
But he's dominant for 10 years.
Yeah, but wrestling, that's it for him. Like, now his career's over.
UFC.
Yeah. I mean, he was asked by Rogan. He said no, but everybody says no
until
they're not making the Olympics. And then they're like, fuck, you mean I could get a quick 100K by just laying on this guy? Because that's what they're going to do with the first couple fights.
Yeah, because he'd get a big couple first fights.
I mean, he would destroy
he's one of the biggest,
most people. Like, unless
I don't know what his hands are like.
I think he's just, because Ben Askren made a whole successful career of literally never doing anything except just taking you down and holding you down. Khabib without the brutality of finishing. That's what he was. Like, imagine watching Khabib where you just lay on him and you're not really hitting him. That's what Ben Askren did.
And that's what this dude could do.
Yeah.
Because there was some, like, it was like a professional wrestling circuit. Like, they're trying to make wrestling popular,
thing.
which they can't do.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch it.
Yeah, it's not interesting enough.
They even got rid of the headsets and shit I saw.
Nice.
Like, they don't rush for the inner headset or anything like that, but it's just like, that doesn't make it more interesting.
Yeah, it's not an entertainment sport. It's like a tactical sport.
Yeah, and it's way too, like, exhausting, bro. They don't be getting breaks.
I guess I always thought, like, ever since poker became such a great thing to watch on television, I have faith that any sport has potential, but the stakes in wrestling just aren't the same.
Poker has that money aspect.
Yeah, poker's like, damn, that guy's really about to bet $1 million fucking dollars. Holy shit.
It's different, yeah.
Like watching Phil Ivey bluff on a 500K hand.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
That's different.
Like, wrestling doesn't have that pressure. Maybe if every match was like a $10 million match, or like old school, we're going real old school Coliseum. You lose, you go to the Tigers and you have to fight them. Get locked in a cage and we all stand around and cheer like what the old Romans did.
That was just slaves.
The guy has fucking a shield and a sword and the tiger gets released.
Slaves.
Then wrestling would become the most watched sport of all time. I guarantee
Hell no.
it. I think it would. I think there's a certain subset of society that would fiend for that type of entertainment.
Yes, I agree because I think UFC will be capped at a certain size because of brutality.
Yeah, for sure. It's more mainstream than I ever thought it would get already.
And it'll get more mainstream, but I still think, I don't think it'll ever hit like March Madness, stuff like that.
Well, peak March Madness. I think because they do it year round, like total numbers, it might be similar. But I think it could
maybe
be.
because they play every week. The UFC does it every single week, but still.
And I'm sure some events they lose money.
Well, I think some of the events, they make nothing.
Yeah, because I know with like the ones that they're doing in the fight arenas at 2:00 in the morning and only shown in Tokyo and shit, like they're not banking, but maybe they might have agreements with different cities and shit. I don't know.
Dana White's a smart man.
Hell yeah. But I mean, I think it has potential to become the fourth biggest sport, and that leads us kind of into the MLB shit.
Fourth biggest sport.
It'll be like baseball, NFL, NBA, one other sport, and then I think the UFC could creep in. Whether that other sport is MLS, whether it could even still be baseball, because baseball is another one that they play so many games that numbers-wise it's going to be hard to beat because they play 162, right? But I think with this whole everybody like the MLB.
I'm going to look up what the most popular sports in the U.S. are right now by viewership.
I think it's baseball.
For real?
Maybe number 2 is baseball, and NFL is number 1, and then I think it's NBA, MLB, NHL, or soccer, and then NHL.
2021. Number 1, football. 2, baseball. 3, basketball. 4, hockey.
Sheesh. I didn't expect 4 hockey.
5, soccer. 6, tennis. 7, golf. 8, wrestling. 9, car racing. 10, badminton.
10, badminton. Low key. Badminton creeping in the top.
UFC got some work to do for real because UFC is going to be competing with. They have to get really past like tennis, and WWE I guess has some loyal fans.
Well, I don't know how that would be
ratings.
Considered.
This is all TV ratings.
TV ratings for sure.
TV ratings.
So that would be, but I guess since it's pay per view, that would be tough. But I guess now they're doing the ESPN,
right?
ESPN more. So that
because badminton has got to be like, is that just on?
Yeah, it's got to be like on ESPN2 or some shit, like one of those ESPN.
Except martial arts is honorable mention. So martial arts is 11. Coming.
So it's on its way. So yeah, that's surprised that badminton. It must be one of those things that they have like a contractual agreement that they're just on ESPN2. You know, like the hacky sack shit.
I think it might be the just amount of Asian, Middle Eastern, Indian people we have in the U.S. It could literally just be that if they're watching that much badminton.
Yeah, and I think
I thought it would be more
cricket,
the flat bats. Yeah, I thought it would be cricket over badminton though, or rugby or something.
And yeah, that's a surprise that badminton wouldn't even be on the list. It must be some weird that they have the only like niche sport that's guaranteed on ESPN2 or other sports networks or FS1. Because you get guaranteed viewership with those type of channels because people just leave that shit on.
We forgot about ice hockey, but people love hockey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hockey's super popular. In this article, it says soccer is over ice hockey. I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know either.
Maybe. But because I guess we probably do watch a good amount of international soccer at this point because it's on TV.
Oh, soccer, even international?
I think it's just soccer.
Oh, I was thinking of MLS viewership. Because
I know badminton has to be international.
Yeah, and if it's a World Cup year, I'm sure soccer might be number 1 in the world overall.
This is just U.S., though.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, World Cup year still huge. It would bump, yeah.
I think football, because if they're combining college and pro, that's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because it is.
Well, even NFL by itself, I think, is still dominant. Like, they've taken a huge dip in ratings, and they're still, like, 30% above anybody else.
I guess that's.
They own a day, bro.
Yeah.
They're the only league that's like Sunday is football.
And
Saturday.
Stake. Every game's important.
Yeah.
Like in football, like there's games. Yeah. And you could throw away basketball games. You could throw away baseball games in the tens.
Yeah, definitely.
And still be fine.
Yeah, definitely. So NFL is still dominant. Baseball's on its. I mean, unless they keep extending the season, because I remember Marlins Park, bro. You used to be able to go and get a ticket after they built a whole brand new stadium.
Well, they suck
for like $5.
Yeah, any team that sucks. You know?
Yeah, and especially in Miami, like they all.
And the
if
amount
you're good,
of games.
If you're good, you're not going to go. But if you're shitty, there's no chance. Like people wouldn't show up to LeBron games till the third quarter with Miami. They'd be out getting drunk and then come in at halftime. And that was when we were like the most talked about team in history.
I've noticed that, bro. I've noticed how regular sports game are to so many people too. Because that's when I've gone to sports games like that I've paid for myself. Like I want to go to the whole thing usually because it's costing me so much money and shit. Yeah. But I noticed like a lot of businessmen just walk into it after work and then just dip, and then that's just kind of something it's a part of their night. Before they go home, they just dip into the clubhouse of the Rockets game and then go back out.
Or just like go out for the night, or like you're saying, they live, especially in South Beach. Like you could walk to the arena if you live, so it's no rush. You're like, I'll show up when I feel like going.
Yeah.
But you also lose out because the Miami Heat fans were known for in the Ray Allen hitting that corner three against the Spurs, like 10,000 people left.
Yeah.
And he fucking hits that three, and they're trying to get back in. Like, nope, fuck you. I might have damn near broken those doors down. I wouldn't have been the type to leave because especially to a finals game, you paid $500. I want to see
$500.
Oh, minimum. Yeah, minimum.
That you're if you paid $500 and left, you actually don't care about your money. Like the only people that I can see left are the really rich ones that just don't give a fuck.
Even if I was at the game and they lost, I would be tempted to stay to see the transfer of the trophy to the other team. It's like, because I paid for the show. It's like, fuck, I'm going to be heartbroken.
I paid for the entertainment.
I'll boo them. I'll boo the whole time.
But I paid to boo here.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, fuck, you got to get your money's worth. But people just be fucking first sign of trouble, I'm dipping. And especially that it was still possible. It'd be different if we were down 20. Right. We're down like 7 with 40 seconds left. Granted, almost impossible. You had Kawhi miss the fucking 3. Then LeBron hits 1. And then fucking Manu misses another 2 free throws, and then somehow Ray Allen catches that hoe back after Chris Bosh. I got so excited when that happened, I almost threw up.
You were there, huh?
No, not at that game. That was the game that we won. That was the the Spurs series. I was at the Kevin Durant ring when we beat him.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. But yeah, when Ray Allen hit that three, I remember I was in my old apartment. I stood up.
I was watching that.
Drunk as shit, bro, with all my boys. And I was like, oh, fuck. And I had to go to my balcony because I thought I was going to puke. And it was still overtime. We still won, but it was just like it meant so much. That was like my peak fandom, you know?
Yeah.
Like I remember the exact emotion of seeing LeBron miss the three and being like, fuck.
And he gets
the
rebound.
Bosh gets the rebound, fucking dishes it out. And then I'm sitting on my couch.
Out
Ray Allen just fucking swooshes it.
I remember watching it too, but that was when I started watching basketball.
Yeah, LeBron, that was when he changed the face of the league. Because the decision.
I started watching basketball. Really, that was an age thing for me, though.
Oh, true.
Like, I was just, actually, and I just started watching basketball then, and then I really started watching basketball when Houston got James Harden.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it. That's really what it takes is a superstar to be on your team.
Yeah.
Because even before then, I always kept up with the NBA. It's my favorite go-to sport because you're indoors. It's just a good environment. And so I would always go to games when I could here and there. But when LeBron got on it, I wouldn't miss a game, bro. Not on TV, nothing. I'll never forget first year in when, or second year, I think, when Paul Pierce and the Celtics were still their rivals. We go to 7 games with them every year. We had, I believe, a Christmas Day game against the Celtics. And Rish, we were barbecuing, burned her hand on the barbecue. So middle of the game, halftime, I got to take her to the emergency room because she fucked her hand up so bad. And I'm sitting in the emergency room while she's fucking getting her skin fixed and stuff on one of those little tiny TVs that they have in there, watching the game. And in the room next door, because my TV in my room didn't work.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's what I'm saying. I was like, first of all, she's fine. Yeah. She burned her hand a little. It'd be different if she's in there dying.
I only have one of these games. She has two hands.
I was like, do you understand that Paul Pierce and LeBron are going at it right now? And it ended up being a great game. But I'll just never forget, like, in hindsight, I was like, shit, I really was in the hospital fucking fiending to watch LeBron James play against the Celtics.
I mean, but in your defense, in my opinion, bro, you had set up your whole day to watch that game. Like, the whole entire game, you set up around watching a game. And it's not your fault that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, and you did what, bro.
I took her to the emergency room.
Bro, there are some people that would have been like, stick that bitch in a cooler, and I'll take you after the game.
And that was kind of my initial reaction because I didn't realize how bad it was. I was like, oh, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. And then, like, she showed me a couple minutes later. She's like, it's bubbling up and shit. I was like, oh, I guess we got to go. I was like,
yeah,
exactly. We got 8 minutes to get to the ER.
You're just like, good God.
Yeah.
I know the emotion.
Yeah, the nurses come in. They're all bitching at me and saying how they can't believe a guy would do that. And this is the problem with men. And I just wanted to be like, God.
Is this the problem with men or is that the problem?
Okay. Yeah.
I would have been like, this might be the problem. Like,
yeah.
It's just the day I've been waiting for. And for this to happen on the day I've been waiting for, it's not the problem with men.
It's not even like I was across the hospital. I was literally like, I could still see her.
Yeah.
She could just go like this if she needed something, and I'd walk over. She was still within eyesight. I just had to get the duel between Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo, and LeBron James.
It doesn't even make sense. Like, this is a problem with men.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they made it a whole big deal. But luckily, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I think they expected me after that because this happened to like go sit with her. And I was like,
what the hell?
A couple minutes later, I would just peek my head in. You still good? She was like, yeah. More if anything, she was like, fuck, I just want to get out of here. Like, they kept us there for like 40 minutes just for the doctor to come in and be like, yeah, you're just gonna have to come back in a few days when it heals. And he had to like take the skin off after it had healed and like put a little thing on it.
Okay.
But I was like, what the hell? This is the problem with men. A loving guy bringing his girlfriend.
I'm saying, bro, I swear, there are a lot of fans at that moment. Like, you could have been too cooked to even take her to the ER at that point.
Yeah, it was probably close. I don't remember, but I was probably close because that's what I would do. Like you're saying, my whole day is okay. The Heat are playing the Celtics.
It's a championship for your team, for your city. That's what you do. And so when you're in a position to where you need to go do that, like you need to go tend to somebody else.
I'm not gonna lie, though, it was regular season. Oh, yeah, so that's why it was like Christmas Day special game.
Oh, that's I can see both sides.
Yeah, it's
like I can see both sides.
All things considered, a pretty meaningless game, but it was when prime rivalry. So it's a rivalry game. The Heat were my team. I don't think I missed a game. 82 every year for all of LeBron's era, bro. My whole days were scheduled around it. I had the bars that I would go to.
That's so many games.
All of them, bro. All of them. I'd go through all the heartbreak. That was my peak fandom. Because when
I've never been like that
the whole sports world was revolving around the Miami Heat for 4 years because of the decision. So I was like, fuck.
Because of the decision.
That's really what it was. And all things considered, that being LeBron James's worst thing he's ever done in his career, he still donated $100 million to St. Mary's for that. All of the proceeds of the decision went to charity. People fucking crucify the man. That's the biggest stain on his career besides getting locked down by J.J. Barea is fucking donating. I think it was like, 100 million, maybe 10, but it was something ridiculous to children.
I don't know, bro. He broke too many Cleveland hearts, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a terrible decision. And
I don't
like the way he left Miami was probably how he should have done it. He wrote like a letter and was just like,
how everybody does it. He just did everything like special because he's LeBron.
Yeah, he's like sitting on the throne with ESPN, the chosen one. Where are you going? Taking my talent to South Beach. I remember the fucking celebration I got when I got. I was at my boy's house that had a skate park in his backyard. And I was like, the fucking Heat just got LeBron. They were like, no way. And then my life was forever altered. The LeBron James days.
He said he was going to win like 6. I remember when he did.
Did that. Not 5.
They did that stupid ass shit where they had 7. 3 of them. They did that. The only stupider thing I've ever seen is when they be filling up the soccer stadiums for one nigga. Like, I remember when they got Ronaldo. Ronaldo went and juggled in the middle of whatever the Real Madrid stadium is. Yeah. And, like, the stadium is full of... I'm like, y'all really did all of this to go welcome somebody?
Soccer is different, bro. Like, the fandom, like, that brings me to the quick story of... I watched, when I was in Germany, I went to Diego, who's, like, a famous Brazilian out there, his last game. And, he, like, after the game, I didn't even know this was his last game or anything. Like, he came out with his jersey, like, showed it to the crowd and laid it in the middle of the grass and did this whole, like, little ceremony. And the people next to me were bawling, crying.
I believe
like,
it.
An unreasonable amount.
I believe it.
And, like, at that point, I'd figured out what was going on. They're like, oh, I can't believe it's happening. And I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't imagine. Like, when LeBron left the Heat, I didn't just start crying for, like, profusely.
I'm not even a big fan, but I almost shed a tear when Kobe dropped 60 in his last game.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when I rewatched the game.
Moments are different, though. Like, quick moments like that. Like when Tiger won his last Masters, I almost cried. And I didn't even watch any golf ever up until that point.
That was crazy.
Yeah, but seeing that last day of Tiger winning it, because I remember from the beginning of the day, I was like, oh, shit. And then he actually does it.
Yeah.
I almost cried. And I have no rooting interest for Tiger Woods whatsoever. Just seeing his son run up to him and hug him and shit after being injured.
You're saying just for it to be his last game and just to be crying like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was still playing and shit. He was going back to his team in Brazil, and just to be bawling like a family member died. Because there's also, like, the teardrop kind of dry where it's just like snot coming out. Like, I was like, what the hell? Like, you would swear.
A piece of them died.
Yeah, but they were probably also, in hindsight, like, blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
So they're just, the emotions got the best of them.
I'm dead.
Hell yeah. I mean, shit, any other things you want to talk about?
Not really.
Anything you got to get off your chest?
I don't think so.
All right, but one thing I got to get off my chest is I need a damn electric bike or another mode of transportation. I need the freedom.
Yeah, the freedom is key.
Yeah, like just being able to be like, I'm going to go where I want to go whenever I want.
Yeah.
And without the restrictions of a vehicle.
I got to that store to get the stickers today, bro, and like 4 Drake songs.
4 Drake tracks? So it was a real emotional ride for you?
No, it was the last one he came out with. I listened to that. And then it was like that and like one other song from somebody else, but like I'm just saying the time.
Yeah, it's like 12
like
minutes.
It was probably like 19, like 5 songs total.
Yeah, so you listen to that Lemon Pepper freestyle then too. Yeah, that's 6 minutes. That's 6-7 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
exactly. But that was I was like, shit, dude. I'm telling you, the drive from here be like 20 every time.
Yeah. No, it's not short at all.
And so just the fact that man, that shit's so much
like
fun.
Today, getting to here might have been quicker on my bike. Because we hit traffic in like 3 different spots that I could have just avoided if I was on the sidewalk. Because it's really like 3 or 4 minute slowdowns each time, but on the bike,
you go through River Oaks. That's the route. The route is Rice to River Oaks to here. Yeah. Rice to River Oaks to Westheimer to here is like how you get here. So going through River Oaks, there's no stopping. Like there's literally a stretch through River Oaks, bro, that you just go all the way down. And if you're on an electric bike, you're going 24 straight down the street, like not needing to stop.
With a light every couple of like miles.
No, there's no lights. Yeah. There's no lights for real because like a lot of them, the other people have to stop too.
Yeah,
like it's a stop signs here, but the most there are stop signs. I don't stop for stop signs.
Yeah, if I don't need to, I probably
like if I don't need to, I look ahead of time.
Yeah,
and if you're in a quiet River Oaks neighborhood, you can see when a car is coming.
Definitely, but luckily it seems like I'm actually gonna end up moving this part of town even faster than I thought. It's looking like next month early.
For real?
Yeah, we found a floor plan that fits exactly what we need, but
nice.
they said, oh, we don't hold it, so you need to either be here on, I think it's May 4th or.
Shit, that's quick.
Yeah, quicker than I thought. But
that's right after our club appearance.
Oh, shit.
That's like April 30th. I sent him our logo today. We're gonna make our first real club appearance. Our T-shirts got mailed yesterday. Legally lifted T-shirts.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's dope. Oh yeah.
So hopefully they come out good.
We're gonna be fresh in the white tees.
The white tees. Ass cheeks on my white tee.
Oh yeah. That's a classic.
Oh my god. All right, guys.
It's been another one. Just make sure to subscribe to whatever channel this is on, and if you're still here at this point, subscribe to all of our channels because YouTube's always trying to boot us. We got CBD Hemp Library, Legally Lifted, GP's Free Game. We got check us out on Instagram because they banned us from that as well. We got Legally Lifted HTX now.
Yeah.
And CBD Hemp Library.
Yeah. And at legally_lifted on TikTok. I'm up to about 500 followers on there.
Nice. And check out legallyliftedtx.com for all your Delta 8 needs. Another website that they're trying to kick us down from, but we'll always get this dub.
Yeah. God damn it, I gotta get this.
It's been another one.
Indeed it has.
Peace.